Go. Cool.
The next iPhone 13 is already causing some controversy. Let's talk Touch ID, notch, and Lightning port because one of these may not be making it onto the next iPhone, and I'm not so sure how I feel about it. Guys, it's been a hot second since we talked iPhone rumors, and that's because, well, looks like 2020 has decided to follow us into January, but all the more reason why we should be putting something exciting on the radar for 2021, so iPhone. Now, in simpler times, this is what we would call an S cycle for the iPhone, meaning no major redesigns. However, that doesn't exclude other drastic changes on the iPhone, which is exactly what we're expecting based on the rumors. So big that it might actually warrant the bump up in number to iPhone 13. Now, the strongest one of these rumors, and the one we've heard most of so far, talks about the return of Touch ID, or maybe a rebranded version of this. According to Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, Apple has been testing out an in-screen fingerprint scanner for the iPhone, similar to what we've seen from other phone makers like Samsung. Now, this is by no means a new rumor, but the timing for Apple may finally be right on this one because, well, masks have become so widespread that users are now looking for better, more efficient alternatives to unlock their phones. Now, the keyword here is alternative because, trust me, Face ID is not going anywhere, especially after Phil Schiller spent so much time convincing us that it was the ultimate safeguard for the iPhone.
Into this true depth camera system area. It is amazing.
You know what else isn't disappearing? The notch. But that doesn't mean that there's not room for improvement. And another big rumor is that the notch is getting considerably smaller in the iPhone 13. So Apple will either cram the components of the true depth camera together or move them higher up on the phone, both of which would result in a smaller notch. And maybe someday we can hope for a true depth camera array that's embedded in the screen of the phone, similar to what ZTE did with the front camera of its new Accent 20. And as good as it looks, though, you should take it with a grain of salt because our editor, Serena, who already tested this phone, says that the quality of the front camera is not as good because of the placement. Now, just think about what it would entail if Apple put not only the front camera, but the other sensors for the Face ID behind the screen. It's a nice thought. It's just not going to happen for this year. So sorry to take it out of your wish list. In all its updates go over the air now, and well, last year it was pretty obvious with the new MagSafe charging system with the charger and the different accessories and the slap in the face of them eliminating the charging brick and the connected headphones. So at this point, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And trust me, it's going to hurt regardless. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, well, why does it have to be an all or nothing kind of deal? Can't they just switch to USB-C like what they did with the iPad? Well, yes, there is a possibility, but it's a very, 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 very slight one. Instead, I'm going to choose to move on to more positive news, which in this case is the A15 Bionic chip. This year, not only is the iPhone going to have a faster, more powerful motor, but it's going to be able to operate at an even greater capacity thanks to a new cooling system. Longtime Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo via Apple Insider says Apple has been testing out something called a vapor chamber thermal system, which essentially keeps the phone from overheating even when its processor is operating at full throttle. It's similar to what's already found in some gaming PCs as well as Samsung's Note 20. This would also help extend the battery life, which has been an issue when the iPhone 12 connects to 5G. So just good news all around. Now, there's also a rumor going around about a new foldable iPhone. The Bloomberg report mentions that Apple's already testing out a few different prototypes of a foldable iPhone, although I don't think it's going to be ready for 2021, if ever, because I don't think Apple's fully convinced that we need one quite yet. So I'm going to leave that one for another day. In the meantime, though, I have so many questions for you. First off, are you excited about the return of Touch ID? Also, what do you think about a completely portless iPhone? And would you get an iPhone with no ports if it meant getting Touch ID back? You know the drill. Let me know in the comments section below or on Twitter, and I will see you guys here next time.